Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning into real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Campbell.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? Yeah, it was a tough loss. Nope, I don't cover politics. Want politics? Go watch somewhere else. I'm here to talk football. We saw the divisional round. We know how it ended. We saw. There's no other way to play it. You know, you can say we sucked at the AG and BJ, but it is a long-term prison sentence, Ricky Sakat. But we sucked in that game. We came out and we actually looked decent in the first quarter. But after that first fourth down stop, we failed to stop them on fourth down. We stopped them on third down, but they just kept going for it on fourth downs, and now Dan gambled us. It was a Dan. He gambled. He won. Went for it 3 out of 4 times. Got it 3 out of 4 times. I'm not here to talk politics. I'm not here to talk stocks. I'm not here to talk Tesla. I'm not here to talk about other channels because one of them I'm no longer a part of, and I'll leave it at that. At least that's what I got the message. Over a disagreement on opinion. I'm no longer a part of it. Washington Commanders did play great. Let's be humble because we did get humbled. The only other team that scored that many points was the Buffalo Bills, and they were able to do it. 45 points. But the season is a failure. The regular season was great. Thank you, Skull Life. Skull for Life. Hey, Blas, go suck a dick. Well, what I saw was a little different, but I'm going to leave it at that. Goff sucked. No hiding that. Gibbs, Laporta was great. Monty didn't look prepared to come back. If it wasn't for the refs, the Texans would have beat the Chiefs. But that didn't happen. So the Texans, Lions, Rams. How do I feel about the Lions' future? I think we're going to be fine. I think we need a couple of key pieces here and there. I don't think Zietler returns. I know Ragnall's returning because he said he did the best he's felt in 3 years. So I think we'll be fine with Mahogany, but I think he needs to go to left guard and let Graham Glasgow go back to right guard because Graham Glasgow is not a left guard. We saw that. He had his worst year statistically with this. We didn't really stop it though. We ran for 212 yards. We threw for 330. We outgained them. You know what this was? Failure to execute in the red zone. Corey, and I'm going to disagree with you because they talked about how the Lions were back there in the backfield pressuring Jaden Daniels the entire damn game. We blitzed 72% of the time. And we were in the backfield chasing him out of it. He escaped it. He escaped the pressure. Only one play did Jared Goff look lost. The other 3 plays were great plays. I'm sorry. If you get sacked and a fumble, that's a great play. That's a defensive play, right? The only one that looked lost was the pick six. Mikey Samuel and the 2 he got, he made great plays defensively. And the other one, the guy jumped a route. I'm glad I didn't go live yesterday. I'm glad I sat back and just absorbed everything. I went back and rewatched the game so I could talk about it and be real about it. I am not saying we did good, but Jared Goff only had one true bad throw as far as the picks were concerned. And I think we're fine because like exactly what I said. Either Graham Glasgow's going to right guard and Mahogany goes to left. That's okay, John. I admit it, we did. They got 3 out of 4 on 4th down. We were 2 for 2. So don't say we didn't try it. We got both of ours. So that's a one drive difference. The difference was not executing in the red zone. We failed in the red zone. Something we were very good at all year, and we failed to get it done. I think we're going to end up with 3 or 4 teams with 10 wins or more next season, as long as the Bears fix their O line and get the right coach. Exactly, Corey. The fumble on that sack was huge. I don't care what anybody says. That fumble was the turning point. And a Meek on defense on the first play of the second drive, getting his arm broke. Yeah, the pick six is the only one I blame him for. I think the writing's on the wall. DC's either going to the New York Jets or he's going to the Saints. Um, I don't believe that report because that report came from a source that said that Bill Belichick was being hired as the next Cowboys show. Yep, it does sound like it, but until something's done, I don't. Until I see something from one of the big ones. No, I don't think so because Hank Fraley is supposed to be getting a second interview for the OC job. Thank you, Pensman Sports. Appreciate you. It was a bad loss, but you know what? I'm here taking it. I'm taking it on the chin. I'm being real. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Ooh, we got more yards than them. It was just like the Tampa Bay game. We failed to execute in the red zone, and I'll leave it at that. You know, I I get why they tried to get Monty going because if we get Monty going, it helps. It helps for going forward. But Yoli, we had more first downs. We had 30 first downs to their 27. What is my true thoughts on AG? He did the best he could with the ragtag defense we had. The fact we won 15 games is amazing. The fact we were able to hold teams out of the end zone was amazing. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm still going to talk football. Yeah, Monty did have bricks on his legs. I didn't sugarcoat it. I I haven't sugarcoated shit. But at the same time, we did run Gibbs 20 times, which is only 3 less carries than he had the week before. So let's not act like he also didn't have 6 touches in the receiving game for 70 yards. I think Bridgewater, hey, no problem. I'm taking it on the chin. I already said. No, hey, I said we could win, but we could lose too, Eric. Stop. Yeah, pretty much. We did. None of us got it done. 0-1 in the playoffs. All of us. Gibbs was a beast. He was the best part. Him and Laporta, fucking great. No, he earned it, Broski Bear. He earned the extension. We have both Monty and Gibbs for all of Gibbs' rookie contract, basically, is what that was. And I think it was a smart move. I'm not the one that was cocky. I said there was a chance we're going to be right there on the elimination couch. I said it the entire time. That's okay. Thank you, Pat. I'm calling it like I see it. I mean, Goff threw for 313 yards and we rushed for 200 more. I hope we do bring back Tim Patrick. I hope we don't. Oh, yeah, JMO is a weirdo, but he did score a touchdown. We put up 31 points and lost. So we did hit basically our average in points on the season. Hey, I'm not backstepping. I said we could win. Pensman, stop. If you weren't here on Friday, go fuck yourself. If you weren't here on Wednesday, stop it. I did say there was a chance we end up back on the couch, but I expected us to win, and we didn't. That's how I said it. I didn't say there's no way we couldn't win. Jaden Daniels had 51 yards on the ground. Oh, he still had 1,000 yards rushing this season and 12 touchdowns. We paid him for what he provided. I understand that. Now with that defense, we gave up 45 points. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, what it takes is staying healthy. And I'm not blaming the injuries for this loss. There was one key injury, and I saw the defense totally change once he went off the field. And that was first play of the second drive. Remember, we went through the first quarter, and I think we even had a lead. Yeah, we were up 7-3. Hello. We were up 7-3. We gave up 28 points in the second quarter after Amik went down. Who were the top 2 performers? I'm glad you asked that. I'll go get it for you right now. Oh, gee, thanks, Evan H. Appreciate you. The two worst ones on defense was Maurice Norris and Ifeatu Melifonwu. Fifth worst was Kirby Joseph, Zadarius Smith, Trevor Nowaski. That's the whole bottom five. Bottom five on offense, Graham Glasgow. Imagine that. Jared Goff, Jamison Williams, Tim Patrick, Brock Wright. Top guys. Christian Mahogany at right guard was our highest rated players. Panay Sewell was right behind him. Then Amon Ra, then Gibbs, and Frank Ragnow. And I think that's actually right. That's dead nuts on the money. Oh, if you don't like my channel, kick rocks, because I don't care. Evan H is a real sweetheart. Yeah, I don't think the team is peaked. I think that talk is a little redonkulous. We have 90%. Oh, it's fine. I'm going to keep doing exactly what I do. And if people don't like it, they can kick rocks. That's where I'm at. I know. You didn't know who to prepare for. Yeah. As soon as he went down. Yeah, Trump. Great. Good. I'm not a political show. Hi. Oh, no. It was worse than you think about that Vildor thing. You remember how if you had to Melifonwu started coming up a little limpy after that? He literally dove through, took out the one guy. I might have to. I think it's one of the door cronies. But at the same time, Vildor on that first touchdown that they got, which was right after Meek got hurt. It was the screen pass on the left side. It goes to the left. Vildor tries to tackle Scary Terry and literally takes Ifeatu Melifonwu out of the game. I think it's coming down to Eagles and Chiefs again. The highlighter man sports. I don't know if what your new name is. I don't know who you are. Oh yeah, 100% Davey. I don't even know what you're talking about. Pencil Man Sports. No, that's nice. We was our second round pick last year. Oh yeah, did not play again. Bad pick. Oh, don't care. Bright side is some rehab and key additions to the defense, and we could be literally unstoppable. 100%. It won't. The rest of the North was not there. We made the show, but then crapped ourselves amidst defeat. Improve for next season. 100%. You think it's Bills Eagles? You think the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs in their house? I don't think so. It's in Washington, and that's the only thing I got to say about it, Matt Henry. And though that fan base is rabid, they do awful things to people. In the video that somebody posted, fine, go ahead. Same old Lions. Lately, the same old Lions have been beating everybody in the division in the regular season, but we're failing in the postseason. There. Hey, Broski, I'm not doing that. All right. Time to get rid of some people, evidently. I know. Hey, he had a awful game. I admit it. I ain't even taking any of it. Don't know, John. You act like everybody he drafts was injured. They weren't. I don't get it. Don Burr Wilder. Wilder has the ABV. Yeah, we are still Kings of the North division champs. That means nothing to me right now. Do I think Hendon Hooker feels slighted? No, not at all. Bridgewater came in because he's a veteran QB and exactly what everybody said we signed him for. He was. I think Hendon Hooker is going to end up taking over for Mark Brunell. I think Mark Brunell's gone this year, one way or another, whether he goes to be the assistant for one of the other guys or a coordinator. And I think that's what we brought Bridgewater back for, because Bridgewater actually coached Hendon Hooker this offseason. That's the one I was waiting for. There, now it's done. Oh yeah, there. Broski, I don't want to hear that one. I have no clue, Matt Henry. That's a great one. Right, we did get a touchdown out of Bridgewater. What more can you ask? I mean, seriously, he came in and did it. I agree, Jim Jackson. Hey, I agree. This season is a bust, Broski. Don't go. Yeah, wait. Let's not do this in the chat. Oh, I know. Hey, thank you. Thank you for being that way. I appreciate you. Congratulations, Commanders. You guys played great. That's what I'm going to leave it at. I know. I'm going to get rid of the haters throwing. But I don't care what anybody says. This is what we did. This is what we managed to do. We won the North. We just didn't get it done in the playoffs, and we will get it done eventually because I have faith in this staff still. I think that the roster's right. I think they can do something. If anybody's going to come in and start hating on the channel and stuff like that, what am I going to do? I'm going to do what I've been doing. I'm going to cover the NFL news every day. I might reduce my shows to 3 times a week during the off season until the draft, just because there isn't a lot of news out there. But I'm going to continue to do what I do when I do it. Hey, I yeah, exactly, Kevin. And I'm being a stand up guy and admitting it. I'm taking. If you're giving something that's real crow, I'm going to take it. If you're in here just spouting off shit and being stupid, I'm not going to take it. I don't like the personal attacks back and forth in the chat because that's no fun. I know you guys like to do that, the shit talkers, but I would rather talk football. I think there's a chance there isn't a team in the North. If the Bears get the O line and the coaching right, there won't be a team in the North with less than 10 wins. We're going to have 4 teams with 10 wins, and everybody's battling for the division. That's how close this division is right now. What they're going to do with Darnold, who knows? One person says they're going to sign him. One person says they're going to let him walk. Uh, do they franchise tag him and take the $45 million cap hit on a year when they have like 70, 80 million left in cap room? I don't think that's a good idea. They need pieces. It shows that their O line still needs some work. Uh, their backfield is fine as far as running backs. Amen, Brent DeWitt. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to be the bigger person and do it the way it's supposed to be done. Kudos to the other team. They beat us. It sucks for us, but we failed. The mission was the Super Bowl. We were told that prior to the season by the owner, by Brad Holmes, by Campbell, by AG, by Ben Johnson. All of them said it. Super Bowl or bust. It should be. And I don't think there's going to be as many coaching hires this week as everybody thinks. I think the Cowboys and the Bears probably get their coach. I think the Raiders are still going to look. No, no, no. I don't block Broski. I don't. It is going to be an interesting thing. What OCs and DCs get hired because there's a lot of OCs that didn't have interviews that had interviews this past week. So let's just see what happens. Let's see. Update: Aaron Glenn has a second interview with the Jets today, and also got a second interview with the Saints in person. Both of them. Right. This was a failed season. That's what I said, Kevin. It was a great regular season, but we failed to finish. 15-2 means jack shit if you don't get. We went 0-1 in the playoffs. We suck. Let's leave it right there. Oh yeah, I know. I'm telling you, Aaron Glenn is going to be either a Jet or a Saints head coach by the end of the day. I think AG goes to one of those two places I said. He's either going to be the Jets coach or he's going to be the Saints coach. It depends on who hires him first. Um, I think that's what it's going to come down to. And I said that ever since those interviews came up, that those were his two. Thank you very much. Yeah, 15-2 is way better than 0-16. 100%. But it's still a failed season, John. The last season playoff loss hurt way more. At halftime, we didn't have a shot in this game as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, we came back and made it a 2-score game. We weren't close in this one. Last year, to choke away a 17-point lead, to go to the Super Bowl and have your best chance, and I still think that was our best chance. The Legion of Whom finally bit us. I don't think Ben leaves because I haven't heard anything about him getting a second interview yet. So until I hear he has a second interview, I don't think he leaves. I think he said unfinished business. He was the exact one that quoted that. AG also never lived up to his promise when he got hired here. I want to be the best defensive coordinator in the North. Ah! Yeah, I know, Brent DeWitt. I'm saying the same thing. Yep, 31 teams have it. But I will tell you a record we did tie. We became the second team with 15 wins to lose in the first round of the playoffs. You want to know what the other one was? The 2011 Green Bay Packers. So at least we did something the Packers do. Zadarius Smith has already signed. It's Marcus Davenport that's a free agent, John. He was signed to an extension this past year by the Browns and traded to us. We got the whole contract. I think Zadarius Smith stays, and I think Marcus Davenport is the odd man out now. I mean, if Ben gets hired, I think we're going to promote Tanner Engstrom or Scotty Montgomery. One of the two. It's one of those two. I think it's Tanner Engstrom because he was groomed for the offensive coordinator. Do you think there's any truth to the Lions somewhat choking after last year in San Francisco? And now, no, this is different. This is just different. Zadarius Smith has a team option in the 2026-27. I'm not flexing either. I'm not flexing shit. Ben Johnson was the one that said Super Bowl was his aspiration with this team as an offensive coordinator. I know, Kevin. I'm not flexing shit. Davenport would get fired in a glass factory. Get rid of him. I was so looking forward to retiring my Before I Die ornament healthy next season, but look out. Yep, I know. I just announced that Burry has one with the Jets and he has one later with the Saints. They're both in person. I don't know how he's going to pull that off, but hey, good for him. Congratulations. Haven't heard anything about Mr. Ben Johnson yet, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Second in-person interview with the Jets and the Saints. That came in about 10 minutes ago. I keep that message board open on purpose. Amen. I don't. I know it's same old Lions to everybody outside the division, but I just don't see this team as same old Lions anymore. This was the because Lions type of loss. We just never got it going. All right. Thank you, PC Payload, for hopping in the chat. Unlike everybody else, I'm not cutting my show short. There's other games to talk about. I think the Texans got jobbed by the refs. Thank you, Jim Jackson. And yep, go Wings. Even though they failed last night, too. It was an awful weekend for Detroit sports. Yes. Brett DeWitt. Perfect analogy. It got to the point where it looked like, even though the offense was moving the ball, they just couldn't score and they were in quicksand. Thank you, Jim Jackson. And just for you. This game was hard to watch. I watched the whole thing. I rewatched it again. But if you have to Melifonwu, I want to go back to that Vildor block. During the screen, he's blocked. He tries to dive across. He tries to hit Scary Terry. He dives too soon. He takes Ifeatu Melifonwu out of that play. He's our fastest defender on the field at that point. So his bad play by leaving his feet too soon and missing horribly while blocked and taking out the other guy ended up costing us our speed because Ifeatu Melifonwu never ran the same after that. I had to go back and rewatch it to make sure I saw that right. And I did. ABV. Ha ha ha. There she goes again. I think it's important next season to win the NFC North. However, the top seed isn't coveted. I do agree we need to. I do agree we need a defensive end, but with Zadarius Smith and Aiden Hudson back healthy, is it as big of a need as it was this year? I don't think so. Zadarius Smith will be here again. And with him opposite Hutch, it'll be much like they had there in Cleveland, where you got a good guy on one side and a great guy on the other. And I think that'll improve. And then Aleem coming back. Aleem is the only one that's had any surgery since week 15 that's not off his crutches yet. But at 332 pounds, I get it. It probably takes him a little longer to be able to get off the crutches and start to put weight back on that leg. So prayers up. Rodrigo's walking with his crutches, doing his rehab. Carlton Davis is doing rehab. Yeah, it is weird because that wasn't a ground thing. That wasn't a turf thing. That was Jack Campbell trying to dive in, and he just missed time, and he hit square into his arm. We've had friendly fire on offense take people out. We've had friendly fire on defense take people out. It's been awful when it comes to that. I think friendly fire is about 5 of our season-ending injuries. Hutchinson, that was friendly fire. His leg hitting Aleem's in the exact spot for that break to happen. We've had guys give themselves concussions on our team. But that happens a lot more around the league than everybody thinks. I think those happen about 3 times a week in different games when they're trying to go for that Malachi crunch type of hit. And if anybody watched Happy Days back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but we lost 5 people. 5 people to friendly fight one. I 100%, Brent. I said I wouldn't have been mad if we lost the 1 seed. I sat there and said, but I didn't think we were gonna because we've been scoring 30 points plus versus the Flores defense the entire time he'd been there, and it happened again. And I said the only way it's going to help us is health wise, but momentum wise, I don't know if I'm coming into the playoffs. I don't know if the bye week helps us momentum wise. I'm going to stand on that one. Momentum wise, it'd probably be better to keep playing. Dan Campbell wanted to prove something to himself with the bye week. Uh, I think Stafford would be better behind this O line than he was with us the first time, but I don't think he's better than Goff. He failed to get it done too. But I think the Texans got a little job. Um, we didn't have a shot to win. Rams tried to play it close. Philly held them off. And then the Bills beat the Ravens. And that's something I said that would happen. I got 3 out of the 4 predictions right. I did say Chiefs, Eagles, and the Bills would all advance. But I said we'd advance. That was what I stood my ground on the end, and I was wrong. And I admit it. But we did score close to exactly what I said we would. I said we're going to score 31 to 34 points. We scored 31. I said that was going to happen. I said I don't see us scoring 40, but I didn't see them scoring 40 either. But I didn't see us letting them score 28 points in 1 quarter. I understand that, Kevin. But was it? With all that momentum we had coming in the end of the season, was the bye week worth it? And we'd have been better off if we'd have been the 2nd seed. Because I think if the Eagles had to sit a week and wait to play, it'd have been the same thing for them. The rest versus rust thing. I just I hope you guys like the picture that I used. Right. But I came on here to be honest, eat my crow, and say this season was a failure by what we were told the projection was, what we told the expectations were. I know, Kevin. I did. I said that, Paul Jones. I said it. The bye week definitely hurt our momentum. I think we'd have been better off as the second seed, but there was no way to get the second seed because we couldn't win a division. I think our top priority should be to start preparing for the eventual retirement of Decker and Ragnow. We don't know if that guy, but we do know Mahogany's the guy to step in for either one. Because look at how at left guard. Oh yeah, they're out here giving us our shit, and that's okay. I'm gonna let them. We joined them on the 0-1. There's been Bears fans in here talking shit, but they're the only undefeated team in the North this year, this calendar year, since January 1st. You'd think they'd be giving more shit to the Packer fans. Because the Packer fans are like, oh, we want to keep our golden broom over them. So yes, we'd be proud we swept everybody in the division. I'm gonna say I still and I also think we need an offensive lineman. And I don't care what it says. How can they talk when we beat them twice? Laughing my ass. I know, Kevin. They've been talking. They will talk. It's what they. I'm okay with it. If they're talking shit with football, I don't mind that type of talk. But to say this is the worst channel out here and crap like that, I don't need it. If Glenn leaves, we definitely get one. Ben, I don't know. I know we get I think it's 2/3 if Glenn leaves for head coach. I think we do if it is the other one. I'm still waiting to see if we get any of those. But I know we get 2/3 for Glenn. I think it's 1/3 for Ben Johnson because they changed the way the rule was because they said it wasn't right. If you are the worst channel, they don't have to tune in. I know. I know who it was. I have a good idea who that was, and I'm done with them. I'm done with a lot of things. Everflush like, hey, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad. He's a good DC. He's just not a head coach. Be honest. Look at what that defense did in the last couple of years when he turned it, or last year when he turned it around, and all it took was one key addition midway through the season, and that thing turned around real quick. I think he's a horrible head coach. Is is that a fair assessment, Grosky Bear, to you? I think he's the Josh McDaniels of defense. How's that? Um, I don't know what they're doing in Dallas. They're interviewing the OC from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That OC was awful. Go look at their points per game. I heard the Packers. I would love Robert Salah as our new DC. I think it would fit. Yeah, no excuses. The Commanders were better prepared. They looked like it. They came in hungrier. Like I said, we were up 7-3 at the end of the first. Oh, Steve Wilkes, if we could get him, I'd love it. Steve Wilkes is an amazing defensive coordinator, and he runs a 4-2-5. But I think our defensive coordinator is on the team. I don't think we're going to lose as many of those guys. Because guess what? There's not a single guy that AG hired on this defense as far as his assistants. Dan Campbell handpicked every single one of them. First channel, what the fuck? Sounds like idiots to me. I've tried to be the most real, but up 45 points, and only one of those was a pick six. We still lose? Yes. So I understand 5 turnovers don't help. One of them was a pick by JMO on a stupid. Why are we having JMO throw the ball anyways? He was never a quarterback. Thank you. Steve Wilkes was sitting on the couch. I think he got hired as an assistant linebackers coach, so that would be a huge. But I think you only get comp picks if a coordinator jumps to head coach. You don't get the lateral moves, which is any assistant move. We are sitting at 563 subscribers today. Thank you guys for making me happen. I'd probably have more if I wasn't blocking the people that turn into butt clowns. If you're going to talk politics, if you're going to talk anything, any of that other crap, I don't want it. I'd love Steve Wilkes, Robert Salah, Eberflus. Yeah, I know. And no flag. That should have been a pick six because of the hit. Wilkes is a cancer. Look at his resume. Only lasted a season or two everywhere for a reason. Eh, I think he's a good coordinator. I think he's a bad head coach. Everywhere he goes, the defense has success. At the same time, I'd have rather had Steve Wilkes than Kyle Scamahan and whoever he hired this year. Bad. That 49ers defense went to shit with stars all over it. Established stars. We're not talking about rookies or any of that or a second or type of people. We're talking about Bosa. There were so many people on that team. It should have been better than what they were this season, but I called it. I said they were going to have a Super Bowl hangover and the big letdown because they got rid of the wrong guy. It was a pick six that cost the game versus the Chiefs, not the defense. That was, oh my God, I got to save my job move. That's what that was, broski. I think he's a good DC. I think he needs a shot to be on a team where he doesn't have to worry about being promoted anytime soon. If he's able to stay a DC, he'll be fine. But almost every single one of his places he's been promoted and then fired or went to a deep playoff game. But the problem is you don't get those third round picks to the following season. Hired this year, that means it's not this coming draft, it's the next draft, the one in Pittsburgh where you'll get a round pick. Yep. It depends on how it breaks down. If you look at it, if the weeks fall right, it'll be fine. It'll be then a test, a big test, then a test. And that's kind of the way you want it. You don't want all your big hitters in one other one. I I think we kind of pile on JMO a little bit. I think so too. I don't think they're getting prime time. But let's face it, we failed. So it's back to this. We're back at square one for next season. It still takes more fight, more heart, more grit. Look at this. One, three, three of those guys. We're not on the field. Three of them. We have that been announced? Yeah, I didn't like when they had Jameson throwing the ball either. I thought it was a stupid call, a stupid play call. If you're gonna make somebody throw the ball on this team, why not David Montgomery? Why not Jack Fox? Why, if you're not gonna make Goff do it, go that way. Like, don't get me wrong, the ball was on target. That's the crazy thing about that pick from Jameson Williams. Mikey Samuel he chose the wrong guy. There was a guy behind him that was open. I don't know if he couldn't throw it that far, but that ball was a dime. It was right to where the defender and the receiver was. I think it was Tim Patrick he was throwing to. But Mikey Samuel had him covered like a wet blanket. He was suffocating him. And Jameson decided to throw it there. Amon-Ra St. Brown would be better. I don't know because he's not a quarterback. He threw the ball to Goff. It was pretty, but it wasn't perfect. I didn't see where the NFL did that yet. Wow, the Lions escaped another year with me. They're still trying to give us that shot because I think that's a bad. Unless you had the bye week either just before or after. We're not going to Dallas. They come here. They come here next year. Where did you see we go to Dallas? They're coming to our house in Ford Field. For the first time in God knows how long. They come to Detroit. I don't know who you saw that said we had to go there, but I'll bring up the schedule tomorrow. Uh, we'll go over some of the key stats, the top five, bottom five, all that good stuff. It's Tuesdays when I talk about that. I might even pull up the Washington players because I guarantee you there's some guys. Right. Actually, okay. Kevin, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Dallas is coming to Detroit. That was the comment that was made. But it is time for me to talk about my sponsor before I get off here. Branded service right at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Starting at $45 and up on size and condition, new tires. They are delivered within 1 to 2 business days. Please call to get your quote. 810-233-8230. Talk to George or Red. If you need a set of new tires, mention this ad. You get $25 off. If you need a set of used tires, mention this ad. You get $10 off. Oh, the van is not for sale. I checked. And Laporta did have a nice TD catch. He saved that catch, actually. That was a bad throw by Goff. It was at his feet. I couldn't believe he saved it. There was one that was almost saved by Gibbs, but otherwise we'd have had another first down instead of having to go for it. But we got it. But It is what it is. And one turnover on downs the entire time. And let's not mistake it. That is a turnover. It's a turnover on downs. It just doesn't go in the turnover stat. A failed version is a turnover on down. And we scored on one. Yeah, I hear you, Kevin. I appreciate you coming in. Um, Hop in every Friday. I'm still going to do the Lions Fan Cave chat. We're still going to talk our shit and have some fun, talk football. It's just going to be less about the Lions. It's going to be more about, hey, who got hired? Who did this? Who did that type of thing. Unless I get any of my guys to come on. But I want to say, like I always do, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. The only way to make the world a better place, it starts right here. Much J-Mo getting shit on for not laying out that long pass. Yeah, I know. Hey, Tom Brady says, "Oh, it was just here too far." He tried. Look how many times Goff took deep shots. Yeah, I do think we need to draft defense, but I also because I don't think Zietler comes back. Everybody says they think Zeke's coming back. I don't think Zeke's coming back. And if that's the case, you're moving Graham Glasgow back to right guard because he's straight booty cheeks at left guard. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your time. Just remember, faith, family, football. That's what it is. God first, family second, then Detroit Lions football third. Football, I don't care. Football's football. Watch the national championship tonight. Enjoy it. See who wins. We got the Catholics versus convicts. It's going to be a great one. And it's convicts 2.0. They're not Miami. But let's face it, we've seen a lot of arrests for the past 30 years with the Ohio State. Just saying. I like it. Like for convicts.